Today we will be discussing an important question related to agriculture optional. So today we are discussing what is contingency crop planning, its components, significance in dryland agriculture. So before directly jumping into the main question, we'll be discussing few things about this question. So this question is a frequently repeating question which can be seen in agriculture optional paper 1. Like the same question for various marks 10, 15, 20 marks has been repeated in 2022, 2020 and 2018. Hence it is a very high yielding question. And also before generally diving into the model answer and its explanation, I want to explain you few things. Like every question has to be started with an introduction and it has to be a main body and conclusion. So generally the questions are of 10 marks, 15 marks and 20 marks, right? So 10 marks question, we have to subcategorize or subdivide the question into 3 or 4 subparts, and we have to complete the whole answer in 7 minutes. And same goes for 15 and 20 minutes, which takes 11 minutes and 16 minutes respectively. Now when we speak about this specific question, there is an intro, body and conclusion, right? So introduction, since the question we had directly is demanding the contingency crop planning, hence it is best to go with definition. Like introduction, we will be defining what is ccp, and for body we'll have two subparts, components and significance, which will be writing 4 to 5 points approximately for each. Like we have defined what is contingency crop planning, we have explained its components and significance in dryland agriculture, right? Yeah, and every question must be answered in such a way that it has to be a multi-dimensional, and always try to write a simple diagrams which should be very easier for the examiner to understand. And also we have to link to a broader aspects and connect to real life practical issues, and we have to link with various government initiatives and keywords, which I'll be saying further in this video, will play a really major role. No, so basically every question must be balanced question, and it should be optimistic or positive outlooking and slightly policy oriented, right? So it is the question is, what is contingency crop planning, its component, significance. So so this is a typical UPSC answer sheet which will be provided. I prefer to discuss the answers in handwritten form than the typed version, because this shows the actual space utilization in the exam, right? So the highlighted points, highlighted things in blue color are those which we have to underline in the examination hall, so that the examiner gets grasp to it. Like when we start to a basic definition, contingent crop planning refers to a pre-planned alternative cropping strategy that farmers can adopt when generally normal crop plan fails, like which may be caused due to delayed monsoon or early withdrawals. And immediately after the definition, we'll write a simple point like it ensures minimum loss, stable yield and risk reduction, especially in dryland or rainfed areas. Since the question directly asks about dryland agriculture, we can skip this part, right? And after that, components we have to write nearly 4 to 5, but I have mentioned here 7 to 8 points, so that we can at least write 4 to 5 points in the answer. So what are the components of contingency crop planning? Like number one, alternate crop or variety selection. This is a basic thing of the contingent crop planning. Like we will replace the original crops with a short duration or drought tolerant crops, etc. Like we replace sorghum with bajra. And adjusting sowing windows, like we will prepone or postpone, that is revise the sowing dates based on the actual monsoons, like staggered sowing, etc. And third one is intercropping and mixed cropping. It acts as a stable system for uncertain rainfall areas. And major intercropping which we can generally write is we can include millets and pulses, and groundnuts and red gram, I mean. And after that, we'll be having a mid-season correction, like thinning, gap filling, mulching, which are done basically in the mid-season, like after the crop season has started. And also we can follow ratooning if the main crop fails. I hope you understand, right? Then diversification of the crop area, like if there is a lack of rainfall, or the rainfall abrupts or delayed, Convert the part of arable land into fodder crops, which ensures minimum yield or minimum economic returns to the farmer, like pasture or agroforestry. And also, since I have said that our answer should be broadly answering and also should have multi-dimensional linkage, hence its role in soil moisture conservation practices, pest and disease, and livestock based. These are like multi-dimensional approaches. Like when there is a lack of rainfall, we can prepare contour bonds to conserve the soil moisture. We can form ridge and furrows, mulching, conservation, tillage, etc. And also we can prepare a pest and disease contingency plan, for pre-planning the risk of pest and disease which can be further seen in the duration of the crop. It includes anticipatory seed treatment of the seeds, like using any chemicals or biofertilizers, etc., and use utilization of prophylactic sprays, and also livestock based contingency crop plan, like it involves fodder banks, drought reserves, silages, etc. Then after that we'll be answering this second part of the question, which is significance of contingency crop planning. Always try to encircle or box the sub major parts so that the evaluator can understand, like for example, first there are as components, then it comes to significance, right? So what are the significance of ccp or contingency crop planning? Or it reduces the weather related risk. So Indian agriculture system broadly depends on the monsoon rainfall. Hence, contingency crop planning allows farmers to quickly shift to suitable crops or varieties that are based on real-time monsoon behavior, which we have discussed earlier. Like mid-season correction, intercropping, etc. We'll further see the practical case studies which this can be applied, and then it enhances the water use efficiency. Like when there is a delayed monsoon or there is a abrupt decrease in the rainfall, we can use short duration crops, or we can alter the sowing dates which matches the crop requirement to the rainfall availability. And also the best part about the contingency crop planning is it helps in switching from hardy crops to fodder crops, like rice to a pasture which requires very less water. Like it ensures some economic returns even in bad monsoon, and also it promotes resilience and climate adoption. This is what we should it should be multidimensional, broad linking to the climate change adaptation. Like it maintains flexibility, it conserves soil moisture, and also it supports sustainable land use, like from water guzzling crops, that is water intensive crops, to climate appropriate alternatives, and it reduces soil degradation, etc. And finally, so these are the basic no introduction, components, significance, and next comes the conclusion. Since we have to write nearly 4 to 5 points each, so out of these 8 points, it's enough if we recall and exhibit 5 points in exam. Hence there will be a short space left out to write the conclusion. Like contingency crop planning shift dryland agriculture from a reactive system to a prepared and adaptive one, and therefore CCP reduces vulnerability and stabilizes the income in environments where uncertainty is a norm rather than exception. Now, there should be a few technical, and we should use some specific keywords which gains the attention of the examiner. No, the examiner has been continuously evaluating the answer sheets, and every answer will be having same keywords, etc. Hence, I recommend you to use some specific keywords. Like uncertainty is a norm rather than exception. It reduces vulnerability, stabilizes the income, and we can add diagrams in this question too. I recommend to add at least a one simple diagram for the question, like benefits of contingency plan. It will have climate change mitigation, climate change adaptation. It helps in stability of food production, and it enhances, or it helps in maintaining the nutritional and livelihood security. We can add this, or we can connect with real life incidents or real life situations. Like I generally prefer writing such kind of examples. Like when there is a normal onset of the monsoon, we can go with rice. If there is a delay by 2 weeks, we can use short duration rice. If it is delayed by 4 weeks or a month, we can use millet pulses. Or if the rainfall falls or fails abruptly, we can use fodder crops which is less water intensive, right? And similarly, you know when we link to the agronomic practices, when the rainfall is below normal level, which leads to moisture stress, which further leads to uh, yield loss. Therefore, we can follow agronomic measures like mulching and thinning, which minimizes the yield loss. And also, we can, in the conclusion or just before the conclusion, we can include a few government initiatives too, like DSCP, District Agriculture Contingency Plan, which is under Department of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare, and PM Fasal Bima Yojana, which is an insurance scheme provided by Government of India, which helps in financial protection of the farmers. And also, this is one of the specific case study, or some successful case study which has been done in Haryana, that is Mera Pani Mera Virasat, which excuse me, which generally involves crop diversification from water intensive to the drought tolerant crops. This is adaptation or changing of crops. So overall, I hope you understand. So the question as a definition of contingency crop planning, its components and significance. Hence, we have answered in introduction what is contingency crop planning. We have very well multidimensionally answered components, and we have also mentioned significance of contingency crop planning, and also we have provided a decent conclusion. And also, if needed, we can add such value additions in this answer, right?